Greetings, my name is Stan Hustad, and thank you for taking a little bit of a time for perhaps a little 10 minutes of clarity that might be useful to those of us who are in the business of helping people learn. I am the leader of What It Takes, WIT. What It Takes, Wisdom, Insight, and Truth, and we are an online teaching and in some cases consulting company helping people learn how, as they best can, to perform at their best and do whatever it takes. I have a long career as a teacher, an international broadcaster, and a business performance coach. In that line of putting those things together, teaching and broadcasting, a business performance coach, I have come to use an expression which is based on the song we've all heard. There's no business like show business. There's no business I know. And there we go. Major industry is show business. Now, here's the line I'd like to put out in front of you. All business is show business. That's right. All business is show business. And in the education business, and it is a big business. We have to admit that, whether we like it or not. In the education business, we have that element of a show business and entertainment that is coming to us and perhaps moving us in directions that we may not want to go, but wonder how we can deal with. Now, can I back up just a little bit and give you a little history about that? I knew that as a teacher, I was going to have to try and engage young adults in the study of history, knowing that 90% of them would not have taken the class or course unless they had to. It was a required course, so they showed up. How was I going to get those young people to appreciate the history that I found so fascinating, the philosophy that I found so captivating, the ideas that had really enthralled me? Well, I discovered right away that I would have to go back and do a couple things that I loved. I had to become a performer. So I was not just a teacher, I became a performer. And I was not just somebody who would lecture, I would perform my message. And I might have had the slides or the overheads. We really didn't have PowerPoint when I began, but I had those, and I oftentimes had props, and occasionally I'd have costumes. Everything I could do to keep people involved. Now, when I became a broadcaster, I learned something even more so, and that was everybody has that proverbial click and switch. They can turn me off, and the line there is you have to keep buying 5 minutes. You have to be so engaging to keep people listening. Perhaps so that they will buy what the advertiser is asking people to buy. You had to keep buying 5 minutes. And so that was part of what I was all about. And I began to teach some of this. And then I found that I had been scooped by one of my former students of all. His name is Joe Pine, and I had been his chess coach and his teacher many years ago. And Joe, along with his partner Jim Gilmore, had grown up, come out of the computer industry, consulting, and in the late 90s, they wrote a best-selling book which changed the words in America. It was written by them together, published by Harvard Business Press, out of the school, and the name of the book was The Experience Economy, and it was subtitled, Work is Theater and Every Business a Stage. Did you get that? The experience economy, work is theater, and every business a stage. Now, think about that. And then also, what was becoming hot at that time were the TED Talks. We've all heard of the TED Talks, but do you remember what TED stood for? Technology, entertainment, and design. Now, it has broadened its format of offerings and topics to consider, but all of that was coming together, and what my friend Joe would say is, indeed, work is theater and every business a stage was not a metaphor. It was truly a working model. And he spent a good deal of time changing the way people view how they have to do business. Big data is not the deal. The deal is how you engage with people at a level that gets them to take positive action. And you do so by creating a great experience. Customer service is not enough. It is the customer and client experience which is powerful. Now, right now, you're all saying, but that's business. And I was one of the first. I even taught a course on Neil Postman's classic book at about that same time, which simply said, amusing ourselves to death. And he did a very almost savage critique on a culture of people, us, who were doing just that. Our fascination with the amusing, the entertaining element of our culture was literally killing all of the stuff that is really vital in terms of discourse and learning and bringing ourselves to become men and women of greater character and of people who would achieve much, much more that is vital. Now, in some cases, that battle, if you want to keep battling it, is lost. The generations before us, the generations with us now are people who are used to having their messages come to them, first of all, in an entertaining way, and, the very same media we are now using. The media has become the message. When people see something on a screen, when people see something in video, when they see it in that kind of format, they expect that it will have what they usually see on the screen, an entertainment edge to it. That's what they expect, that's what they're used to, and they are going to wonder, is this boring? You can't be boring. I won't hang around if you're boring. And that is what we deal with. So what I'm hoping to do is to help us walk that tension, to live in the paradox of contradiction that says, hey, I have material stuff, wisdom, insight, and truth. It's stuff that matters, it's important, and we need to learn it, we need to explore it, we need to converse about it, and we need then to take good, positive action about it. At the same time, we have to combine that with an entire economy and an entire culture which is now expecting that stuff, good stuff, will come to us in an entertaining way. So it is not only edutainment, it is the technology that also surrounds it and brings us to it. And how do we walk into that unique convergence of trends and topics and details, and at the same time use that to be effective and powerful educators and teachers, so that men and women will truly grow to become all they can be and achieve incredible results in their life and their business. And that's the challenge this series is going to try and address, and I look forward to you being part of the conversation. I'm Stan Hustad for What It Takes, and we look forward to talking to you. Bye for now.